my name's Oliver Samuel Jessope, and my name means bringer of peace, listener of the divine, and beholder of hope. And I think it's really important that we actually start to look more towards our own names and learn the meaning of them, because it becomes evident in our character as we progress throughout life. And it's also one of the reasons I'd like to talk about the meaning of the name of the thing that we did today. So today we had a gathering called Ideas in the Park. This is basically where citizens of Townsville, Bilborough, the land that we're currently on, have come together because they have ideas and things that they want to share with each other and build on these ideas that they have in their community to make their community better. And going back to the meaning of words, one of the words that I think is really fascinating is the word thing. We use it all the time, every day in our lives, but few of us actually know the true meaning of the word thing. And the word thing actually derives from the Old Norse word thing, which, you know, it sounds pretty much the same as it does today. But thing actually meant to them assembly in the context of a community gathering. And that's exactly what we've done here today. We've had a thing. We've had a community gathering of people in Townsville to talk about ideas. So yeah, that's what we did here today. We had a little gathering and we spoke about some ideas of ways that we can actually improve our community and make it better in whichever way we see fit. This all began a good while ago when I first learned about the concept of direct democracy. And direct democracy is when people themselves have a say on matters that political matters that pertain to them, rather than having politicians represent them in government. And this idea really fascinated me because I thought that, well, okay, if we can have actual people having a say on matters that pertain to them and affect them, then perhaps we can start to get more of a sense of what people really want, and therefore start to move forward and progress as a society together. So I initially started this by going to all these politicians and people in government and people in all kinds of different areas in Townsville, and I was asking them if can we have a citizens assembly in Townsville? And I was met with many obstacles, and I realized that going that direct route of seeing people in government wasn't necessarily the way to go. So I thought that perhaps we could start from the grassroots and engage with the community here. And the name Ideas in the Park actually come from Michael Bromwich and his friend, a council worker that does lots of great community work here. And their whole impetus for doing this Ideas in the Park was to, bring together their neighbours and just connect with the general community, because, we don't really have something where people can just gather on a regular basis to find out what's going on in their own community. It's been a long journey from me realising, okay, maybe not the direct route, let's start with the grassroots and go from there. And I think it'll naturally progress into many different smaller little things in each community in Townsville, where people can come and share cool ideas they have on ways they can improve their community and just share their general enthusiasms to connect with people that have similar interests. So I think today went really well. I was really excited to start the day, and it was really encouraging to see so much support and enthusiasm, hearing people's ideas on how we can actually make our community better. I think it went really well. People came up with some good ideas. The first thing that stood out to me was that people are really enthusiastic and keen to start these in their communities all around Townsville after gathering and sharing ideas with each other on ways they can make their community better. But what also really stood out to me was just the natural evolution of our conversation, of us sharing our interests and talking about, I mentioned the books, and Wanjala also mentioned his cultural knowledge, and that was really interesting to learn more about that. And that's what we're all about, is just bringing people together to talk about really interesting, cool things. So in Townsville, I think this will start as just our little groups at the moment, and then eventually it will span out towards every other suburb here. And people will start to get the idea, oh, what's this thing going on? Oh, I heard there was a thing at the park. Oh, did you go to that thing? Oh, what was the thing I went to the other day? Oh, the thing, It's a really catchy kind of word. So I think it'll catch on, and we'll start to see more people assemble and get the idea of direct democracy and how people can actually participate in democracy and have more of a say on matters that pertain to them. And I see this actually going all over Australia, provided that we put in the work to make sure things are facilitated correctly and that yeah, we really get the word out. One of these quotes I read once was that the world needs more people that are inspired, because people that are inspired tend to inspire others. And my inspiration for wanting to do this is, you know, I'm really fascinated by the world and so many different things. I'm fascinated by mathematics. As you know, I told a story earlier about how mathematics is incorporated into these assemblies, and I'm fascinated with different cultures, and I'm really fascinated with politics. And yeah, this is about bringing people together that are fascinated and inspired to share things, you know. That's what I'd really like to see more of, and that's why I've done this, because I'm inspired to, you know, share all these cool things that I'm fascinated with, and hopefully other people will look at that and say, you know what, I'm really interested in these sorts of other ideas too, and I want to share the things that I'm really fascinated with. So I think that would just do good in many different ways.